We are live. Hey guys,
What's up?
surprise. Look who I got with me.
Hey, everybody.
It's the gay Tom Selleck.
What? Oh, hi. I didn't see you there, Master Sergeant. Today, I would like to talk to you about bringing stolen valor into your life.
Well, I would like to welcome everybody to the show. And let's see, I don't even know how we got. Well, we got 14 people in here already.
Nice.
Everybody's interested. Hey, we're going to talk a little bit first about Stolen Valor with Jeremy DeWitte. And Stolen Valor has got this really wicked stepsister. It's called Karma. And even if we can't get them prosecuted on the Stolen Valor Act or on, I mean, every state has their own statutes when it comes to stolen valor. It seems that karma somehow works itself out. And for those of you that don't know anything about Jeremy DeWitte,
It's amazing. I love DeWitte. DeWitte is the number one by far. I mean, look, Kaiser's well known now. And you just type in Michael William Kaiser and it gives you Michael William Kaiser criminal, Michael William Kaiser, whatever, blah, 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 fraud. But DeWitte is definitely the best known.
Oh, yeah.
DeWitte is definitely the best known.
I mean, I'm surprised he didn't get killed riding that motorcycle the way he was doing it with his escorts.
Amazing, doing 100 miles an hour down city streets, Orlando, but still, like, God, man.
It's yeah.
I love me some DeWitte. That's how I got into all of this. The truth is, DeWitte was my entry into the larger auditor, anti-auditor thing. I don't know how, because there was some crossover.
Well, he wasn't really. It was the stolen valor that interlinked everything between the auditor, anti-auditor community, which I'm not a part. Well, you're not either. We're not really a part of that community.
Yeah.
We tend to highlight the stolen valor stuff. I've got that new case I'm still working on, and I'm waiting on. I've got FOIA requests to the weirdest fucking places trying to get stuff back for this one with the secret peacekeeping mission for an MP that had less than a year in service that was attached to an infantry unit. That one's just totally crazy. But
is it with the MP? Why are so many of these guys either MPs or claim to be MPs, or what is it with the MP MOS? Just because you guys can do a lot of shit?
Because it's military police and everybody wants to fucking flaunt that they were a fucking military cop, I guess.
It's really funny to me.
It is, and a lot of them do. A lot of the stolen valor guys, it's like, what the fuck? Be proud of your service. You don't need to embellish. And there's a lot of embellishers out there that are just like fucking nuts. So if you guys look in the description for this live, I have got links to the different court systems that you can go and do a search. Now, all the Florida stuff, Osceola County, Orange County, it's free. You can go in there, search for Jeremy DeWitte. You can see the 5 pages of cases that he's got. And he's in jail. He's not getting out anytime soon. We'll go over what he's in jail for now, his most recent conviction, his federal conviction on the IRS stuff. And then we'll take a quick peek at the Orange County stuff because he's got a shitload of felonies pending there.
And he just got what, 8 years? 8 more?
Well, it's 80. Let me just show you the first one. That will make it.
Okay, perfect. Hey, Chris, I see you here. Chris, fellow Marine. Great to see Matt Sergeant retired, taking care of mentally handicapped Marines. What up, Stone Vet? And Woodrow. The only real difference between Kaiser and DeWitte is that DeWitte had a driver's license and was just smart enough to run a business. We were talking about, Tom and I were talking about this last night or yesterday, and it was about how DeWitte was making some cash. He was making some fucking cash. If he wouldn't have done all the police impersonator shit, he'd still be going. He could probably get away with the way he was driving too.
Let me bring this stuff up because we'll look at the very first one. This is the first one that kind of got him. He got 82.73 months with time served, 393 days credit. However many years that comes out to. So this was the first actual conviction where they put him in the can.
82 to 73 months.
82.73 months.
0.73.
Which I'd have to get a calculator out to tell you exactly.
I know.
Let's just say it's a long fucking time.
36. What is
here? Let me just do it real quick.
48. 48 is 4 years, so it's 8 years basically. 8 and some change. Oh man. Oh, Chris, I thought you were a Marine. Sorry, man. So I know how to speak crayon eater.
6.89 years.
6.89 years, Jesus.
Is what I come up with. So that's what he's got on this one. And of course, he got a little over a year's worth of already served time because he's been in jail for that long. And this is one of the forms that you too click the link, Osceola County. You can go in there and look up Jeremy DeWitte. You can get all these documents. Nothing special about getting them. Pretty interesting. So then I think the next conviction he got was actually this. This was his IRS trial.
41. Huh.
So 41 months in prison, and it's consecutive with his state stuff.
What? I mean, only 2 years is what they're claiming, though. I feel like 41 months is a long time. Look, I mean, this dude needs to be locked up for him.
No, it's
both proven
false tax returns. No, for the 2 consecutive years that he filed false returns. But his sentence of 41 months is consecutive as well to his state charges. So when he's all done with his state shit, then he serves his federal time.
3.5 more years fed. Wow.
Yeah, and they'll transfer him from a state facility to a federal facility at that point. So he's going to be fucking old and gray by the time they transfer him over. And then his most recent one. So let me bring this up a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
Now this one, $93.98 months.
Oh, concurrent. Okay,
so
concurrent.
Take off the 6.89 years, the difference between the two. So he's going to be serving, another year beyond that. Because they just, whatever's left over after the concurrence, that continues on. If that makes sense to everybody. Yeah. So that's pretty interesting shit.
Yeah, DeWitte, if you guys haven't, like, maybe you just kind of know of DeWitte, it's an interesting kind of to go back through.
Yeah. I mean, there were a couple of sheriff's deputies that got their ass in trouble with him.
Yeah. Because I forget Vidler and I forget the other guy's name.
Ramsey.
Vidler got fired, right? Ramsey got demoted.
I think he was allowed to retire because he was at that point in his career. He was a sergeant.
Yeah.
I believe he ended up getting his retirement out of it. But
nice. Well, good for him. I'm glad because he got railroaded. I mean, I understand his thinking with DeWitte. It's like this dude is out here. We're lucky he hasn't caused.
Well, it all came about in regards to they made a traffic stop because they could see what appeared to be a firearm in a holster.
Yeah.
Now, DeWitte was notorious for carrying pepper ball guns that looked identical to a firearm. There was nothing on it that identified it as a pepper ball gun. So if they basically got it for open carry, although it was in a holster, but
they tried concealed, right? Like that you were concealed.
Yeah, it was concealed. It was just really fucking weird.
Yeah.
And his lawyer, LaDan, I don't know what he's got going on with some of these judges, but there were so many of these cases where, and, you know, being a sex offender, that's what a lot of it was. Failing to register a vehicle, failing to register an online presence, failure to register this, failure to register that, failure to make changes. And they're all felonies, and they just stacked up. He's got quite the record. But the rabbit hole is deep.
Vidler owns a construction company. Okay, I do remember. I mean, I was like into DeWitte, and that was before I was interacting with really kind of anybody on here. And so I it was just a focus on DeWitte. I was like, this is fucking insanity that this dude is out running the streets.
I forgot I could do this. And as you guys well know, I ignore my chat. At least Josh is kind of keeping an eye on what's going on.
Well, I like to belittle my chat. So sometimes fight a motherfucker.
Sometimes, you can always fight a chat. But now I'm going to bring up let's see. So this is the Orange County court, and I've already got Jeremy DeWitte in there. I'm not a robot. Stairs. This is the biggest pain in the ass with some of these sites. Verify. Boink. Oh, look at that.
This is all DeWitte?
This is all DeWitte.
Damn.
Look at all the closed.
Criminal felony.
1 to 15 of 75 entries. Now, this is on top of the Osceola. Let's just do, he's got the open one right here at the top. This is the only one he's got open right now. Excuse me. This is the one that's going to really get him in some shit. Let me just zoom in a little bit. And these are all felonies.
And this is that hooker girlfriend of his. I mean, this is what's so fucking fascinating with the DeWitte story is. It's not just DeWitte. It's that prostitute girlfriend of his who he, for some odd reason, was giving access to everything and then trying to play her against Rania, right? Isn't that her name, Rania?
Yeah, Rania.
And she would get pissed at him and start putting out videos of him doing this stuff. I can't. And then he was like, you got to stop that. And she was like, I don't know what you're talking about. I was like, this is fucking incredible.
Yeah, she's a hateful bitch. There's no doubt. Oh, yeah. She is a hateful. Well, here we go.
What the fuck is that? I don't know. What is? Oh, it's a bitch. Ah!
He was married to an Egyptian chick, and he would fuck prostitutes on the side. Now, according to one of his prostitute girlfriends, by the way, those two of his prostitute girlfriends met and got pissed at each other. That was saga for a little bit. And then Ronnie would just be sitting at home, and then one of his prostitute girlfriends texted Rania a picture of the prostitute, of herself in Rania's home. I mean, and Jeremy still fucked with her.
But this one here, now there's a video out there that she posted on the old Metro site, Metro State site. His brother was riding a motorcycle and got in an accident with a taxi cab. All right. He shows up. He tells his brother to screw.
Yeah.
And he then gets on the bike and rides it into the parking lot and starts confronting this taxi driver. Like he was the one that was involved in the accident.
Yeah.
And it's all on video. It's all on his body cam that she posted.
It's
crazy.
His body cam footage fucked him the whole time.
Oh, yeah. And he had a very lucrative business. He's got to pay restitution of like $70,000 to the IRS.
Ooh, wow.
So to have, and that's taxes for 2 years. So he was making some bank. He was making, mid six figures.
Yeah.
For that kind of taxes to be coming out.
Ronnie, yeah, I saw that I was watching part of Shiz's thing last night. At a certain point, it became too much fucking Kaiser. But yeah, a couple of them are trying to say that the documents it's so ridiculous that got found through nefarious means.
Well, we'll get to the Kaiser thing here momentarily.
Yeah.
Because there's a link. It's in the description. Alabama courts, but you're going to have to open your wallet, man. They got a racket going. They charge you $9.99 just to look up the person.
Jesus.
And then for any documents, they pop you, $5 a pop on the documents. I did spend a little bit of money, but and every time you go back and search his name, it's another $9.99. Yeah. So if you're going back for updates, or you can, I think it's like $29.90. He's not worth that. $29.99. You can get email updates as the case files get updated. I don't give a fuck. He's not that important to me. All I know is that wicked stepsister Karma is biting him in the ass for all of his bullshit military stuff. Granted, there was no way to really prove it was a stolen valor, where he received something. We know he did.
Right.
But, the prosecution, it's not a sexy crime. There's not big money involved. They don't want to deal with it. They would much rather
prosecute if there's big money.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, if there's big money involved, because it gets the headlines.
Yeah, exactly. Like that chick at the VA, VA, or what was she, Marine Corps League or something?
Oh,
I forget her name.
I did a whole thing on her too, because she was right here in Connecticut.
What was interesting with her case and a couple others is you can see both DeWitte, especially DeWitte, but DeWitte and Kaiser both studied who got caught with stolen valor and like how they got caught. Like, and by the way, they're two mental midgets, but I mean, they looked at it. And so you could tell Kaiser early on when he was kind of there was ways he was parsing words where you're like, oh, okay, you're kind of aware of who has gotten caught. Kavanaugh. Thank you, Woodrow.
Yep. Sarah Kavanaugh.
Yeah.
Yep. Thanks, Woodrow.
Who got caught and how and what. And I think he can see like, well, if you're not really getting money or like showing getting a ton of fucking money, then it's going to be hard to people are just going to go after it. I mean, if Jeremy DeWitte, I mean, they were trying everything to nail him down. Like the phone call they did, Vidler and Ramsey with that one guy who was like, hey, so you're a vet, so you'll give me a discount for being a vet. You were a vet. Like they couldn't quite get him into the, I'm doing this because like, it's a weird.
It was just the opposite of what they were doing. They thought they were going in the right direction. However, personally, disclaimer for any of this, I am not a lawyer. I don't give legal advice. These are just my opinions as a retired military police and civilian police officer for 10 years. I have dealt with a lot of this shit. So I do have a basis of knowledge on a lot of it. That's right. My GS level is there.
I know what my GS level was. That was a fucking, I love that. Him and Tampa.
You have clearance?
Yeah. You have clearance? Well, I got clearance. I know what my GS level was. Like, okay, but that's a pay grade, dipshit.
Yeah.
And I was a 13.
So anyway, he's got
5.
9 felonies pending.
This is DeWitte. This is back, guys. We're back to the.
We're back on DeWitte. This is he's got 9 felonies pending, and he's got a hearing on March 3rd in Orange County. So that's a lot of felonies. He
is fucked.
That's a lot of fucking felonies pending. And he's already, 6-7 years behind bars as it stands, pending another 3 from the feds. It's just who I feel bad for? I feel bad for the child he had with Rania.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Hopefully she smartens up, moves on, finds a decent guy, and
I think she can. I mean, who knows what she's like? I don't,
You don't know.
But she definitely has that. I mean, I want to be careful because this is a super broad stroke, but culturally, you can tell that she has this thing like, well, it's not my business what my husband is doing kind of thing. And you could see that. And then she'd be a little bit protective, but I don't know. I think Jennifer, I can't remember his hoe's name, but
Jennifer.
Yeah, who's sending the picture of her in Rania's house?
So I dated a police impersonator or something on YouTube. That's what the channel is.
Holy shit.
Oh yeah, and she just posted. She even posted. He gets in a minor fender bender, and he gets out and he starts yelling at the guy. Afghanistan and Iraq. That's how I know. Shut the fuck up, dude.
Yeah, I saw one where he clearly kind of tried to hit the guy, make the guy hit him, and then he gets out and spazzes the fuck out. Muxer, I feel bad for the hookers. No, they're in it. I mean, that's the thing with all these scumbags, man. Like they're all wading in the puddle of shit and piss. She signed checks from insurance companies.
The whole DeWitte thing. But like I said, that wicked stepsister, Karma, has jumped up and bit him in the ass. So the only bad thing is we don't have any new content.
I know.
That's the bad thing.
I mean,
it was so fun to see the new videos that he would post of him zooming around Orlando on a motorcycle with lights and siren running like a crazy man.
Filming himself committing felonies. And then I liked when he did the one by that pool, that little pool thing or whatever, pool in a porch deal he had going, and he's like trying to also, just like the rest of these dudes, they're tiny dudes. DeWitte is a tiny motherfucker.
Well, he's thick. He's kind of fat.
Yeah. Like somebody else.
Yeah, I don't have any of that info up. I'm not even going to bother going through it.
What's up, Chris?
I don't know if I get the booking sheet in here or not.
Oh, I should have made sure. Oh, fuck. I'm on. Okay. Hopefully. Is that better? Is my audio a little better? I didn't realize I was on the wrong. Yeah, it's all good.
The audio has been fine.
Oh, okay, cool. Well, luckily I talk loud, so I'm screaming at my laptop. Pulling a porch. I mean, it was very Florida.
I mean, look at all the shit here. Arrest David.
Hippie was definitely a Don in the E4 Mafia. There is no doubt. Good vibes to Hippie, everybody.
I'm looking at a. Here's an arrest affidavit. Let's see. Yeah, he's 5'9", 210 pounds.
Also, 5'9" feels tall for him.
It does. I've seen it at 5'7" and 5'8".
Yeah.
But this was from Orange County Jail.
Yeah.
Oh, I wonder if he has.
Vet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see.
He often puts vet. He often puts vet.
I don't know if that's part of this or not. I don't see it.
I don't either. I'm not seeing it. I've definitely seen, maybe you or maybe Fraudy put it out. Definitely ones where he's claiming vet on jail paper.
He was trying to get in a deferment thing. So he was trying to get that military deferment program to where he wouldn't go to jail. But he's been a fucking convicted felon since he was 18. So,
I mean, and again, it sounds like another guy we know. There's not. DeWitte is different, but I mean, DeWitte's. They both wanted to be cops. They both, play pretend at the military. But was that standing on a stack of books? Because I'm telling you, one of the videos where DeWitte is, I don't know which cop, I feel like it was Vidler. Some cop is sitting there, and DeWitte's like in the middle of the intersection, and he looks like a tiny horse jockey. Like, I'm like, with his boots, those fucking gay-ass boots. I get it, they're motorcycle boots or whatever, but like it's like he looked hilarious. And then a big old fucking moon fucking helmet. I kind of missed DeWitte videos.
Oh yeah. It was, and he was buying all surplus stuff. Retired BMW motorcycles that were used as police bikes. He was buying all the surplus stuff, and then adding his purple and white lights to it.
I mean, and again, it's the lights that started it all, right? Because I'm pretty sure it was fucking Ramsey pulled him over and was like, "Hey, man, all I'm saying is you just got to have these fixed, and then let him go. Like, help charge him up, and then let him fucking go." And then DeWitte saw that as, "Oh shit, I got carte blanche to do whatever the fuck I want now."
Yeah. Oh yeah. He there was a lot of times where, you guys can't be directing traffic. You can only fucking do this. You can't block lanes. And then they'd let him go and let him go and let him go and let him go. And then they were like, that's it. We've had enough of this bullshit. And then the one guy in the small car, he was down there on vacation. "You're not a cop," he tells him.
Yeah.
He was a cop from somewhere like New Jersey or something.
Yeah. And he came back down to fucking like give a statement or whatever. Like,
yeah, he did. But it was pretty crazy. It was extremely crazy, actually.
I've never seen anything. I don't think I've ever seen anything like it, to be honest. Stolen Valor, of course. But the way that this motherfucker operated, there is some kind of thing in him and Kaiser's heads where it's not bravery, but it is a lack of caring about consequences or something. I don't don't know exactly like the psychological shit of it, but it's like there's something in it. Again, it's not bravery. Kaiser breaking into people's homes to steal firearms is idiocy. Takes some balls, not in a good way. But DeWitte driving 100 miles an hour on, what did he say he got up to on 95? It was like a 120 or something on.
Yeah. Well, then he was doing escorts for like car clubs, which was totally outside of the purview of his funeral escort business. And posted the video. They went up on the fucking highway and shut the highway down.
Shut the fucking highway down. It was pretty. I again, balls. Like, I would be afraid to do that. Like, there's no. I mean, if I didn't have any top cover, I would be like, fuck this. I'm not doing this shit. Like, I mean, I've definitely taken plenty of calculated risk, military shit. But you always have top cover, more or less. Like, you're supposed to be doing it. Maybe you're going a little bit further, but you're supposed to be there. Like DeWitte, he's like, shut it down. Shuts down 95 and then does like $120 or whatever it was. Fucking
with some car club. It was insanity. Yeah, the want to be in charge of something. That's right, Linda. They have to have some type of self-importance.
Yeah.
Yeah, DeWitte wasn't a junkie like Kaiser.
Sure.
He wasn't a perk popper.
He wasn't even a drinker, really. I don't
recall
seeing him drink at all.
He converted to being Muslim. So
you're no man if you don't take risks. Right. But closing down 95, closing down a fucking highway, and then doing 120 on it with the car club, man. Yeah. Well, he is. I mean, both of them are sociopaths. They really are. And for sociopath, you need the criminal element. And they both have it in spades. They both have there's similar psychological makeup in a lot of ways.
It's drunk on their perceived powers, but they had none.
Yeah.
They have no power. And they technically couldn't even have somebody pull over to get out of the way. I mean, they were nothing more than they could hold an intersection as the procession went through, but they couldn't disobey red lights. If the light was red when they got to it, they had to stop and all this stuff. And he went crazy, drunk on his perceived powers that he had.
Woodrow, I agree. Florida somehow gave him pass after pass. And then, I mean, it's good because, hey, first, I mean, not the sex offender shit, but I mean, like, okay, hey, we're going to give you a pass on this, man. We caught you. You can be caught. Go do right. And then both of these dudes, both Kaiser and DeWitte, were like, oh, okay, fuck that. Hold my beer. And then just.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I'm having trouble comprehending that it's taken 3 years and he still hasn't even got a trial yet set in Alabama. Yeah. He doesn't have a trial date yet.
So with no trial date and this bond revocation, should we segue into that? Or do you want?
Yeah, well, let me do this first. So let's talk a little bit about the documentation. Cool. Because he got on there, big balls. He went live last night. He said some stuff in there. He says, I would never deny that I did these things. I'm guilty. But yet his lawyer filed not guilty.
Right.
I'm like, really? Really, Kaiser? And then just what he was talking about didn't make any sense because it's let me just bring it up. So anyway, I got to do this before I doink. So the link, let me share this. let's go here.
Holy crap. They make.
That's really small. I'll try and make it bigger. This is the Alabama court thing.
Yeah, there you go.
So I'm logged in, and these are the two. As you can see, I've spent $25 looking at shit on this Michael William Kaiser. Anybody can do it. The link's in the description. You can click on it. You set up an account. You could do a search, but they got a racket going on. It's going to cost you money. And so,
yeah, it's amazing that they can. I mean, I guess, whatever, but they do charge quite a bit.
Here it is. This was, let me make that bigger.
A little bigger? Do you mind?
Yeah, I can go bigger.
Perfect.
I can go bigger. Oh, there you go. How's that?
Just trying to give you guys a place to come.
That's right. You want to come on, Mike?
Come on, Mike.
So actually, I'm not going to show this one. This is online because I am going to show you a redacted one because let me see where the fuck it is. Well, first off, here's the document I got. Let's go back to this. What the fuck? Did I stop sharing? Guys, bear with me because I'm on Restream. And yeah, I shut it down for some reason. So this is the document that everybody's up in arms over. Readily available right on that Alabama court access. This is a writ of arrest to be issued. A writ of arrest.
So what is that? Yeah, so that's what
I started looking at Alabama criminal procedures in regards to this, and it was making my friggin' head hurt because you have got a writ of arrest or a writ of arrest to be issued, and then you also have arrest warrants. Two different things according to the state of Alabama. I'm just trying to find it here. Like I said, I'm new to Restream. I'm actually getting to where I kind of like it.
Yeah, I don't quite get it, but I mean, it's just a matter of getting used to.
Yeah, there's things are in different places, and the way you do things are a little bit different. I don't have this up yet. I've got it here. Where is it? There it is. CR3-1. Doink. And bring this up big. So this is straight from the Alabama statutes and their criminal proceedings. All right. And this is dealing with issuance of arrest warrants or summonses. And they mention a writ of arrest right here, number C.
Okay. Subsequent issuance of writ of arrest. Yeah.
I'll let you read it. Why don't you read C for us?
Subsequent issuance of writ of arrest. I didn't know there was going to be a test. If a defendant who has been duly summoned fails to appear, which is the situation. If a defendant who has been duly summoned fails to appear, or if after issuance of a summons there is reasonable cause to believe that the defendant will fail to appear, or if for any reason the summons cannot be served or delivered, a writ of arrest shall issue. More than one writ of arrest or summons may issue on the same complaint or indictment.
So that's what a writ of arrest is. and it's different. It's just weird how they do this. They make it as clear as mud, is what they did. And this is the same with, so I'm a little bit better versed in Massachusetts law and how this stuff works, but I am well versed in CJIS, the Criminal Justice Information System. They don't put a writ of arrest into the CJIS system. It's for arrest warrants. So, and they are two different things. I'm just trying to find it here. When they talk about summonses.
So he was summoned. So let's see if I can.
He was summoned and didn't show up.
Right. And so then they issued a writ.
Right. He was summoned, and they talk about how arrest warrants are issued. And that's when there is, it's just weird. But the writ of arrest is not actually
the warrant,
an arrest warrant. It's a writ of arrest. But, you know, Kaiser's going on saying that all right, here's my redacted copy of this. Only because there's witnesses and other things in here that don't need to be out there.
Yeah, there's quite a few witnesses.
Yeah. So, and I redacted some stuff in here. And this was as of yesterday at 5:55:05 p.m. So as of yesterday, after close of business for the court, this is what I got. So, yeah, he's 5'9". Right. Why do these guys...
Dude, 5'9" is 5'9", 160. Give me a break. No fucking. I mean, first of all, he's not. He's 2 inches shorter than that. Easy.
Oh, and by the way, these were not illegally gotten documents, because you all saw. You can go right to the Alabama court systems, drop some coins into their bank, and get anything you want. It's all public record. And I only redacted out of the kindness of my heart. I could have left all this shit in there, but I wasn't going to leave his. This is the address they have on file in the court for him. Ohatchee, Alabama.
Ohatchee, yep.
Doesn't say anything about Bethany, Oklahoma, does it?
No.
No.
So let me ask you this. Marshals. What is the scenario moving forward for Kaiser? Under your knowledge.
My take on, here we go. We're going to do the disclaimer again. I'm not giving legal advice. I'm not an expert on Alabama criminal law. I'm just making my opinions on all of this. Being is how I have actually filed for felony warrants on people, and I'm aware of how it works here. I don't know where the marshal thing came from, but it's a nonviolent criminal. So the 10 years I was a civilian police officer, one interaction with U.S. Marshals, and they showed up just to see if this guy was here. And he had 3 murder indictments out of New York and a bunch of other shit. And they found an address out of my town, and they stopped in. Hey, we're going to this house just to see if this guy's been around. And that was it. Out of all of the felony warrants that I have applied for, none of them go to the U.S. Marshals. None of them. It's local PDs. The local PDs that have CJIS access, which are all of them, when they bring up the WMS, which is the warrant, what do they call it? Warrant Management System. they bring it up for their location. If there's a warrant for somebody, it's going to be listed. Back when we'd do roll call, that was one of the things we'd do. We'd bring up the warrant list to see who in town had a warrant, swing by, pick them up, whether it be a felony warrant, misdemeanor, a straight warrant, a default warrant, or whatever. But they were warrants and they were in the national system. So we may have somebody in town with a warrant out of New York. If it's non-extraditable, I mean, we don't even bother. Or you could pick them up and charge them with fugitive from justice. You could do that.
So it's going to be what up to, so the warrant hits, let's say Monday, right? Because we'll just give it a little time.
Yeah. Well, see, what I think is going on is they do the writ of arrest. Mm-hmm. The local sheriff's department goes to his address. They attempt to serve the writ. He's not there. Whoever's there says, he's not there. This is where he is. They go back. They tell the judge, we're unable to serve the writ of arrest. And then it'll roll, and then they'll issue a warrant. But we'll as we scroll down, it even shows the warrant information on here.
Oh, okay, cool. Sorry, I didn't mean to jump ahead there.
That's all right. You're just being a prick like you. So he's got an appointed attorney, Andrew Davis Bailey. This is like his third attorney now.
Yeah.
Here's the warrant information right here. There is none. As of almost 6 p.m. last night, there is no warrant yet. They're still working on that writ of arrest. So now remember, this is for him to answer questions in regards to the stipulations imposed on him for his pretrial release, being on bond. All right. This does not have a direct crime with it, which is one of the stipulations for issuing a warrant. Now, if they can't do this writ of arrest, most likely it's going to go back to the judge. The judge is going to go, boop, boop, we're going to go for an arrest warrant and see where that goes. And then that'll pop up in the warrant management system nationwide. It's just part of the CJIS, the Criminal Justice Information System.
So what would happen after that? Okay, so he's in Oklahoma. Alabama's like, hey, we got the warrant out. Like, let's say this is a week from now or whatever. And okay, we got the warrant out. We tried to get him at the Alabama address he gave. He does not live there. We have information he lives in Oklahoma. Do they contact Oklahoma and say, hey, if you guys get this guy, we want him? Is it that kind of how it works? They could.
And it depends if there's an extradition clause in it as well. If it's an extraditable warrant, which I don't see why they wouldn't, but he's a low-level criminal.
Yeah.
There were no, I mean, it was breaking and entering unoccupied. So there's no, it's not violent.
He didn't strong-arm rob somebody.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now, if it had been an occupied building, there would be a modifier to it where it would be like similar to a home invasion, similar to that. Then it becomes a little bit more thing. But I mean, he's not America's most wanted. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
5 felonies ain't shit. I had guys with 8 or 9 that we chased around for. I had one kid stole a car, broke into a house, home invasion type thing. It was an occupied home. We got him up in New Hampshire. They picked him up in New Hampshire for unrelated charges. They held him, and then when they were getting ready to release him, we went up there and picked him up and brought him back.
But that was because he had
an extraditable warrant.
Yeah, because he had the extra. extraditable warrant.
Yeah.
I feel like they've been saying this is an extraditable one.
We don't know because they haven't published the warrant yet.
Yeah. And in fairness to Shiz did say clarified last night, hey, I've been on the phone with a bunch of people. The actual warrant has not been issued yet.
No, like I said, they're probably taking their time to attempt to serve the writ of arrest, which the order was issued, and you'll see that as we scroll down on this whole thing. So yeah, I mean, I'm not trying to take anything away from them. Shiz has done a fantastic job on this.
I didn't mean it that way. I just meant it for everybody's clarification because I didn't understand that, to be honest. I was even calling it a warrant. So
the whole writ of arrest and arrest warrant, it's we don't do that kind of shit here in Massachusetts. So it's I was like banging my head on the fucking desk trying to figure it out. And then when I finally brought up the CR 3-1 from Alabama in regards to criminal procedures, because that's most cops have got a book that they keep in their cruiser bag that's like criminal procedure, criminal law, traffic violations, all that stuff, so you can make sure you're good to go and you're not fucking something up. I mean, it happens. You do fuck shit up sometimes, but for the most part, I mean, you try and do everything the right way. So
Richard asked, does the writ for arrest have to be updated in NCIS?
I don't know of any way you could put a writ for arrest into NCIC. It would only be for a warrant because it has to have that docket, that warrant number and the docket number for it to go into the NCIC system. I wish I had examples I could show you, but that system is, I mean, guys that are on the job that have CJIS access from their MDT and their cruiser, you can't do it at home. It's got to be on a secured network that's authorized by the state CJIS rep to be able to do it. So anyway, let's continue on with this while I'm thinking of it.
No, this is good for clarification. Because I didn't know,
and I could be 100% fucking wrong. I don't think I am. I think I know enough about the criminal side of it, being a cop for so many years, that I think I'm kind of in the ballpark with this stuff. Here's his show cause. Now, this thing goes from the first part all the way back. These are all property crimes. They're not violent.
So when he says property crimes, because he likes to use that word to try and kind of down.
There's still felonies, but it's not a violent. It's not like an assault and battery with a deadly weapon.
Gotcha.
These are property crimes, and like I said, the unoccupied building makes a big difference because there's a modifier for occupied, and that raises the level from a third degree to like a second or a first degree felony, which of course then your penalties grow exponentially.
So that was going to be my next question, and because I assumed third degree is the lowest, first is the highest, right?
That's what I'm assuming as far from what I've been looking at on these statutes, the 13 Alpha 007. That you go down that rabbit hole, you're going to be reading an awful lot of shit that you don't understand. It's crazy. This enforcement section really doesn't say much of anything. These were the witnesses that I blotted out. And then it goes into the case action summary. So we're going all the way back to January 4th, 2023. It was assigned to a judge. Initial status set to bond. He was arrested on 3/2/22, indicted on 12/9/22, Bond set at $9,500. Bond type OF Prof Bond Company of whatever professional bond company. I don't know. Surety added, and that's the bail bond company. Then he was released from jail on that bond on 3/4/2022. So he spent a couple days in jail. And then it lists the charges. And then there's a bunch of miscellaneous bullshit in here too. Like case scanned, set for arraignment.
So triple T, there is a whole thing with that. I don't know. So he's not a veteran, and this is kind of what put the two of us onto him. Is he's not a veteran, claims to be. One of the things you have to have as a veteran, if you don't have this, and nothing else matters, an honorable discharge. He has an uncharacterized discharge. He's got, in the time, right? I forget how many days is it? 90 days?
180.
Oh my gosh, it's 180.
It's 180 days for other than IADT, initial active duty for training. So you have to do 6 months outside of your basic training to technically be considered as a veteran. And that's per the VA's website.
Yeah.
However, he was injured. He spent a bunch of time at Fort Leonard Wood getting rehabbed, but because they started his second discharge within that basic training time frame, it's uncharacterized.
Even though he was there longer than 180 days, they were like, hey,
he never went beyond IADT. So, but it's weird because he claims he got some VA benefits, and you're right. If he did, after 60 days, if he's in jail, they terminate your VA benefits or they suspend them while you're incarcerated.
And he's been incarcerated a few times.
Yeah.
Just a few.
All right. So we're going to move down. Again, I took out they added the witnesses. Then there's some other shit. Notice of appearance e-filed. Plea of not guilty. He just said, I would never, I'm guilty of all of it and I'll never say otherwise. What? Not guilty.
Yeah. I mean,
you pled not guilty.
I mean, Shiz has been saying people she's talking to like he was for some sort of plea deal because he got a very fucking sweet plea deal on his very first felonies way back in 2009, 2010.
Yeah, he did. He got a real sweet deal on that.
And so, I mean, clearly he's. I mean, also, whatever. It's his right to try and look for a deal, but yeah, it is funny how he's like, I'm guilty as charged. I mean, he constantly fucking admits it, but then I think he does understand though that he's gonna go to jail for a while. I think.
Oh yeah.
If this is what's
and this is also showing all these fucking clowns out there that are saying, oh, fucking Shiz doesn't know what she's talking about. Yeah, she does. Yeah, she does. This is it right here.
Yeah.
I mean, anybody could do it, but she did it. And,
she did do it. And look, we're also showing you, she's not just like collecting money to give. I mean, it's a lot of effort she's putting in and it costs, you guys can see it costs a bunch of fucking money to get.
Yeah, it does. And I'm not wasting any more money on this fucking dirtbag. Yeah. So anyway, the not guilty, and you can see, well, she came out and said, where is it? Show cause filed, 12/9, 12/10, order generated for show cause, rendered and entered, 12/10. Shiz had that right out there. I mean, like the day of.
Yep. That's right. Yeah, she did. She was on it. Also, not just on it, again, spending money to be able to be on it.
Yeah.
For
Set
all
for
of us.
show cause. It was placed on the docket on 12/10 with a date of 2/5/25, rendered and entered. Then the attorney of record fucking bailed. He said, I was only there for the arraignment. So he bailed. Then they appointed another guy.
King David Benton King.
Yeah. And then he fucking bailed because he's like, yeah, I don't need another loser. I'd like to win a case every now and then, and I don't need to be involved with this fucking loser. So he bailed. And then we've got this Andrew Bailey.
Huh. God, that's funny. I didn't realize he had two attorneys fucking bail on him.
Yeah. And so here you go. Above order. This is January 28th.
Yeah.
Above order mailed to defendant. But there was something in here. I want to say that the above order was mailed to the defendant and emailed to David King. Notice sent 1/23/2025 to Michael William Kaiser. Well, I want to say I saw somewhere in here where it said it was returned undeliverable. And that's because they had no idea where he is, as is evident by the address he has listed on the court site.
By the way, also here, he's claiming I had no idea. Above order mailed to defendant and emailed to David King, his attorney. Now, granted, David King bailed, but he's not just going to hold on to that email. His lawyer at the time knew about it.
And I guess his attorney, while they were, calling him up for the hearing, was calling him on the phone and trying to get a hold of him, but never did. So 2/5 order e-filed, rendered and entered. Now that is the writ of arrest. And we can get down. These are the documents, the images that you can get. And notice of appearance, 2/5. Here's the order right here. This the one that says number 27.
Yeah.
That's the actual writ of arrest order that went forward for issuance.
And that's the thing that, like, I posted that Shiz had that you just showed earlier.
Yep. And you could tell I got it on my own.
Because it doesn't have Shiz's watermark.
Exactly. Shiz watermarks all the stuff she's got. That way she knows who's using it. This just proves that anybody can get it. Give up the $5 extra on top of the $9.99, and again, you too can have your own copy of his shit.
Yeah, you can FOIA request his DD-214 and NGB-22. You don't have to rely on if you don't believe Master Sergeant or me or Shiz or whatever, just go get it yourself. We have all shown you how to repeat our research and how you can go get it. Like it's hilarious to me. I watching his chat from last night was pretty fucking amazing. Pretty fucking amazing. They're calling people traitors. It's really hilarious. They're just garbage people.
So
you're a traitor.
Here's something else. And Andy brings this up. DeWitte had a good idea. He had a successful company and he fucking destroyed it. So Kaiser, in that anti-auditor community, had a good idea. He was making some headway and threw it all away by lying about his military service.
Yep.
Is that Stella huffing and puffing there?
Oh, can you hear her? Yeah. She's in piggy mode. I don't know. She's looking for half her toy. She's figured out this puzzle toy, how to use that ridiculously long horse tongue she has and to turn it. And then she pushes it around. Stella, it's right here. Stella, it's right there. It's right there. No, I know your eyes are terrible. Oh, thanks for coming over here, but I'm trying to show you where your toy is. Anyway. Okay, Piggy. Yeah, Lola, it's fascinating. I like watching trash people under pressure. And to sort of see what they do. And his chat was chef's kiss last night.
I couldn't watch much of it. I watched the very first part where he started talking about this. And he's saying that Stella,
baby.
Look at her ears go up.
Oh, sweetie. Yeah, it's just it. But you're right. Well, Kaiser did. Let's look. I mean, here's what's destructive about these guys too. I mean, other than them preying on people and shit. But it's like, oh, sorry, baby. They both like Kaiser essentially beat the body. I mean, more or less beat a murder, capital murder case. And if he just would have fucking laid the fuck low, figured something out, instead he robs twice his place that he works, and then still doesn't learn his lesson, and literally started a month after that not guilty plea, the frauditor wrangler shit, and then came on and just started. He's like, well, fuck it. I'm just going to start doing egregious stolen valor lies.
Oh, he did that. I mean, all of that shit. Because I remember when we were talking about him before I finally got his records and outed him, we were talking about him, and it was like, none of this shit makes any sense. None of it.
Why would you do that? But again, this is why they're garbage people. Kaiser, DeWitte have both. I am not a fan of incarcerating people. A lot of people, like we often do. But these two guys have shown if they aren't locked the fuck up, they're committing felonies. They're committing felonies. Look at you all. They're committing felonies. And like, these two guys are the kind of people where you're like, yeah, lock them the fuck up. Lola, I agree. Any sane person would have been like, holy fuck. I mean, think about times when you got away with something or a slap on the wrist when you're like, that could have been way fucking worse. And you're like, I got to straighten the fuck up. Like, I got to, but these guys are like, oh, you're dumb enough to give me a free pass? Fuck it. Like, hold my beer.
Yeah. And this aggravates the piss out of me. It's just a play on words. Yeah. But indicted murderer? No, he has been indicted for murder. He hasn't been convicted of being a murderer yet. Play on words. Some of that stuff just drives me cuckoo.
Yeah.
But he has been indicted for murder. He's the only person indicted for that murder. Is he a murderer? A murderer? I would tend to believe so.
I agree with Alabama, the state of Alabama. Hey, sweetie, no bite. No. Okay, I'll play with you. I'll be done here in a minute. Give me a second.
I just wish Alabama wouldn't have fucked up the paperwork.
Yeah, that was the problem. All right, sweetie. Hey. I know you want to play. Listen to you growling. We're
gonna have Stella playtime here momentarily.
Yeah.
That anyone heard anything from Jay? He has been mysteriously missing. Just listening to what's going on now with Stella.
All right, sorry.
She's scurrying around with her.
Yeah, I got her a treat. That's gonna tide her over for a little bit, but I didn't get her out this morning, so she's being a little bit like, why in the fuck haven't we gone? The funniest thing is, too, is when I take her out, I mean, we're at 30 minutes maximum of her doing the little. I went from the frisbee to the chuck it, and she has trained me very well. Where I do that, I chuck the whatever it is. She goes over there. She'll return it like twice. After that, she just stands on it, waits for me to walk over, and then throw it again. And then she sprints over there and then huffs and puffs. Yeah, it's really
So
funny.
she's trained you.
She's definitely trained me. She has definitely trained me.
All right. Well, that's about it.
Yeah, this has been a crazy ride with this dude. It really fucking has. It's interesting to see how it's gonna end up because it's not over, but it's definitely in its third act. I mean, I feel like.
Yeah, third and final act coming up.
Yeah, and then he'll be in prison for a bit, and then I don't know.
Who knows what will happen afterwards? Makes you wonder if I could see him now. He's gonna show up at the jail and, yeah, I did 13 years in the army, and
I was thinking the same thing. Totally, I was thinking the exact same thing.
And I got a frag in my back, and I got shot here. See the bullet hole, the one that I shot myself with.
He is 100% gonna tell lies, jailhouse lies. I mean, there is no question. I mean, his MP tattoo down his right shoulder. If there's any Wranglets in here, ask him to show the tattoo on his MP tattoo. It's hilarious. It's all jailhouse. And then the penis, the fucking dick tattoo he's got on his left shoulder. They're just, he's totally going to be telling lies. He's also, if DeWitte has the balls to fucking put down vet on his thing, you know Kaiser's putting vet down on his.
On his booking sheets?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And then he's going to.
No doubt.
But I bet you he runs into vets in there and somebody's going to be like, what the fuck, you lying sack of shit. Because he is. Yeah. And he can't help it. When he's confident, the one nice thing with this not being the warrant quite yet, I mean, obviously it's just a matter of time, but is that it's going to give him confidence. The fact that he didn't get picked up yesterday gave him confidence. And when he gets confidence, he says some shit. What up, Dom? Hey, Pete, what's going on?
Job. All right.
I don't have anything else. So
yeah, but I wanted to do this update just because everything's been in the forefront.
Yeah. No, I'm glad we did. It's been weird. I mean, I'm
again, anything and everything that we talked about here, we could be 100% fucking wrong.
It is possible. It would be weird based off of all the corroborating evidence and paperwork and also the fact that you guys once again can repeat it yourselves. We've shown you the way.
We've shown you the way to get the stuff. It's not that hard.
Yeah, nobody's playing hide the football.
No. Unfortunately, Alabama wants to get you for as much money as they can.
Fucking crazy.
Unlike Florida, who's Florida man, here you go. We'll give it to you for free.
Yeah.
You can look up all of your Florida men, and there you go. You can have it. All right, guys. We're going to end it up.
What the fuck is that? I don't know. What is? Oh, it's a bitch! Ah!
It's a bitch!
I love that drop.
Oh, wait, hold on. I will show this. Hold on. If you got oh shit. God damn it.
Do you not know how to do this?
No, I'm trying to share screen, but it's telling me I gotta allow Google. Okay.
Wait a minute.
It's not even. Uh-oh. Okay, never mind. It's saying I gotta quit it and restart it to give Google access. It's no big deal. It's just a drop that I made. I'll show it on my show. It just reminds me of Shiz and Kaiser. I don't know. You'll see it. Plus, I just like watching people get hit unexpectedly. It's a chick throwing a rock at a dude. I feel like I just love people unexpectedly getting hit by shit. I don't know why it makes me laugh so much, but like that's like America's Funniest Home Video shit.
So if I'm sure as soon as that warrant drops, Shiz will be all over it.
Yeah.
She's probably into it for the big money, getting all the updates on the case files, and that's what she does best.
And
So,
as a reminder, she's a single mom of 3 kids who works a full-time job. And look, I'm not trying to glaze Shiz up on any of this, but they're, you know, the people who are saying shit about her are worried, and that's why they're doing it. She's putting in a lot of effort and a lot of cash.
Yeah,
for sure,
definitely. Just in this one case.
Yeah.
You know, we did all the military stolen valor shit, and I get upset when people start saying that she's doing something wrong or illegal to get this stuff. And as I've showed, it's so easy to do. And if I could do it, anybody can do it. I'm not the most tech savvy person in the world, but it doesn't take long to be able to figure shit out.
Yeah.
All right, we're out of here. You guys have yourself a great day.